right, good afternoon. Well, it's another interesting drive home. Yeah, the funny part is I have such a good time at work. I really do enjoy what I do. I like the people I work with. I like the job that I do. It's fulfilling. I never had a bad day at work. I've had hard days, I've had tough days, I've had long days, but I've never had a bad day at work. And it's not until I start just thinking about things and, just reviewing what's going on in the world and all that stuff, and until, I don't know, maybe I need to just check off all of this for, I can't just check out of the news, not the news, per se, of just, I don't watch news stations, I do my own research, but I can't just check out of what's going on in the world. Like, I have to be informed so that I can be an informed voter. So when I go vote, and I voted in the primaries, I'm going to vote in November, and I need to know these issues. And there's just someone said to me today, because I said, I couldn't vote for one person. I would rather vote for the other person and then just fight against the policies of theirs that I didn't agree with. And they were like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, why? Why can't you do that? You're supposed to agree with every policy that comes out, everything that comes out of somebody's mouth? That's what an echo chamber is. If you're voting for somebody and you vote for that person and then you never pay attention to them again, you vote and you think that fucking forever they're going to make the right decisions and you never need to question them on it, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Nobody else in this world you have a relationship with that you never question them on things. The people we love are your mother, your father, your brothers, sisters, wives, husbands, whatever. You question things. Hey, let's go to IHOP. It's a great restaurant. I'm not sure we should be married anymore. IHOP is not a great restaurant. If somebody claims that, then maybe you should question it. Instead of just like, oh, well, I decided to marry him, so I guess they're right on everything. That's not... No. And when you say that you're going to vote, you can't vote for somebody, or you're going to vote against somebody, and you're voting for the other person because you're voting against this one person, and you're voting against this one person on one issue, you need to know. You can't vote against someone on one issue. You need to vote against someone because of their core. If that one issue is their core, then all right. Because then you probably disagree with a lot more of their policies than just the one. But it's one policy? No. Nope. 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 If I don't vote for somebody because of one issue, it is a constitutional-based issue, and I can't put my vote for that person. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm voting for the other person. That doesn't mean that I'm going to vote Republican because the Democrat believes this, or I'm going to vote Democrat because the Republican believes this. I'm just not going to vote for that person. I might vote third party. I've done it before, but I'm not going to... I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's silly to me. Let me switch to there so I'm blowing on my feet and not right into the microphone. But, and then comes up the Brett Kavanaugh accusations. Now, I'm going to say before anything else, that if he is guilty, then I condone, of course. I don't know how you can not. I mean, obviously, if he's guilty, yes, sure. But, and here is where majority of the evidence is pointing, that there's nothing to corroborate this story. There's no evidence of this whatsoever. But we're supposed to believe her because reasons. No factual reasons, but just because reasons. Because why? Why would anyone come forward and put themselves in the spotlight? You know, she has nothing to gain and everything to lose. Really? Why? Because people do shit like this. We've seen it over and over again. Not just saying women with accusations do this. People do this. And in case you didn't fucking notice, women are people. That might upset some people, because I'm calling them people and they don't identify as people. But women are people. People can be shitty. People do things like this. That I've seen someone try to do it against me. You know, it's stupid. They're inviting her to testify in private or in public. It doesn't even have to be a public hearing. It is the forum of your choice. We can do it over the phone, we can do it in person, we can do it public, we can do it private. Come and tell us your story. Provide your facts and evidence so that we can investigate and corroborate your story. And then the fucking senators that brought this up and her lawyer are like, no, we don't have to. What do you mean? What do you mean no? If you're gonna try and ruin someone's life, yes. In America, you have the right to face your accuser. You have the right to defend your name. You know? You can't just say something and then no. Now, I just don't even see her coming forward to actually testify, and I'm not sure when the hearing is. I don't know. I don't think it was yesterday. I think it's supposed to be next Monday, but if she doesn't come forward and testify, the Senate needs to just next step go to the vote. Because they got to stop letting the Democrats play games with them. And that's what the Democrats are doing right now, is they're playing games. Because if they really cared about this girl, and that's, oh man, we're going to get to that in a second. If they really cared about this girl, then when they received the information, they would have come out with it. But they didn't. They waited until after the hearing was over. Why would you wait until after the hearing is over to try? The only reason is to try and delay and stop the vote. Because there's no filibuster anymore. Because your side got rid of the filibuster on Supreme Court nominees. The Democrats are the ones that removed the filibuster on Supreme Court nominees in the Senate rules. They're the ones that removed it. Their own shit is biting them in the ass. And it's just, it's appalling that anybody that's not appalled, regardless of whether it ends up being true or false, regardless, it doesn't matter. Anyone that is not appalled that the senator is using this as a political delay tactic should be disgusted. This woman should not be in politics at all. The fact that anyone would use a rape allegation to delay political proceedings. Because if she would have brought it when she found out about it, that would be reporting information as you got it. That wouldn't be trying to delay tactics. That would be a valid argument for reporting something that, you know, you felt was an issue to the appointing of the Supreme Court justice. That would be understandable. We would all get it. But holding on to it for six or 8 weeks, something like that, to bring it out now, that is using a rape allegation to delay this proceeding. And that is the most, it's so appalling, because now what she's effectively done is not to me, not to anyone that should care, legal means, anything like that, but to a lot of people, she's devalued the sexual assault allegation. When someone makes a sexual assault allegation in the future or anything along these lines, people are just going to blow it off, and they shouldn't. It's the same as desensitizing people to things. It's the same as crying wolf. You can't do that, because then people will just be like, who fucking cares? They're probably lying. You need to take this shit seriously. It should be taken seriously. But you're devaluing past, present, and future allegations of women that were assaulted because you wanted to hold on to this for the perfect moment to unleash it, to cause the most political damage. That is fucking appalling. That is atrocious. The fact that anyone would do that is... I can't even believe it. I don't want to believe it. And that's why a lot of us can't believe that people would do like something like this, because most people we see and know are, decent, or at least we think they're decent. But not everyone is. There are people that are not. And you can't, that's why you can't just take someone on their word. You can't just, someone says something and you go, oh, well, they said it, must be true. You can't. There is currently no evidence that makes her more believable than him. Currently zero. There's actually more evidence that makes her less believable right now. And I don't even think it's necessarily of her doing. I don't think it's her fault. I think that the evidence against her story being believable right now is what everybody else's actions. Everybody else's actions are decrediting her. Just the way everybody else is portraying this out, not even on the right, not the people on the right. They're actually trying to bring this to light as they should. Okay, let's have a hearing. They're trying to follow due process. But the people on the left are like, nope, you should just believe her. Just believe her. And no, not everybody on the left. I know I keep saying on the left. I'm talking about leftists and the Democratic senators that are going on the news daily to try and use their words to credit the allegations. Not evidence, just their feelings, their beliefs. Facts don't care about your feelings. If you've never heard that before, let me say it one more time. Facts don't care about your feelings. Evidence. If there is no evidence, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that there's not evidence. If this did happen to you and there's no evidence of it, I'm sorry that you had to go through this. But this is how our system works. Some people, what do you believe? Do you believe that it's better to lock up 10 people that are innocent as long as you make sure you get the one that was guilty? Or do you believe that it is better to let 10 people that are guilty go free than to ever lock up one person that is innocent? That's basically what this amounts to. That's what this argument amounts to. What do you believe in that? I believe that, unfortunately, 10 people that are guilty, I would rather have 10 people that are guilty end up going free than one person that is innocent ever having to have their life ruined because of a false allegation. And that doesn't just go for private, or not private, but I guess at this point it would be a non-criminal allegation, because statute of limitations, I believe, would be up. I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But there doesn't seem to be, even if there was still a criminal case possible, there doesn't seem to be any evidence to push a criminal case to a guilty conclusion. Let's put it that way. I don't think that there is enough evidence that exists to push this to a guilty conclusion. So, the only thing you can do is testify in front of the Senate. Tell them your story. Let them see if they believe you. Let them ask you questions. Or otherwise, you've done all you can do. I'm not going to say that you have to let it go, because it happened to you, and you deal with you however you deal with you. You don't have to do anything. You can do whatever the hell you want. But at that point, just know the Senate's going to they need to move forward. Go forward, finish your duties, confirm Judge Kavanaugh, and move on. And we'll be past this. So, man, I guess because I was almost the victim of false accusations, I'm very heated about this right now, and maybe that's what's got my blood boiling so much this week, and maybe that's what started me off on this path to doing, the video vlog. I mean, hell, it's my second video today. But it's wrong. It's wrong. Like, false accusations are so wrong. And the senators that are using this sexual assault allegation to try and further their political agenda are disgusting. Just the worst human beings ever. I mean, shit. At least the enemy is honest about wanting to, the things they want. They tell you they hate you and want to kill you and all this stuff. These ones are just power-hungry, evil, disgusting people. And you know what? I'm thinking, like, why didn't she write her representative? Why did she write these? Maybe she did write her representative. Maybe one of them was her representative. But the representative that came out with it, why? I don't, it's all sketchy. Like, everything leading up to this is sketchy. And it feels very dishonest. It feels super dishonest. And I don't deal with that. If I feel somebody's being dishonest, which I have issues with a lot of people right now that I feel are dishonest in politics, especially. I mean, I know, yeah, they're all dishonest, they're all liars, they're all cheats, they're all thieves. But I don't know. I mean, not all of them. And that's why I try to focus on policy. Like, I look at someone, I just focus on the policy that they have already enacted. So, yeah. Yep. That's how I feel. Well, this one went a lot longer than usual. But I was very heated about this one. And we'll see where this goes in the next week. I'll keep talking about it. Oh, today's Thursday. Wow, I thought it was earlier in the week for some reason when I was making this video. For some reason I had in my head that it was maybe like Tuesday, and we're gonna have to wait all week to figure out. But yeah, if she doesn't send in her testimony and documentations to the Senate committee by tomorrow, then I don't think maybe they'll still have the hearing on Monday, but I don't think they will. I hope that if they don't have it in Friday, Monday they call for the vote. That would be a nice little just stick in the ass of the senators that brought this forward. And the senators brought this forward because of two reasons. One, they want to delay the proceedings. Two, if they don't delay the proceedings, it's something at work. If they don't delay the proceedings, then these senators are awful and terrible people for going forward on a vote, and they should lose their midterm elections. That's where it's going. I'm telling you right now that once this is over and Judge Kavanaugh is confirmed, that's the next where this is going. You're going to see ads immediately, smear ads against the senators that are currently running in midterm elections that voted for Judge Kavanaugh. They are going to call them probably rape apologists. That's probably where they're going to go with it. That's the term they're going to coin for this midterm election. That is going to be the coined phrase for the midterm election. Because right now there's a 1 in 3 chance that the Democrats retake the Senate. 1 in 3, not great. That means there's a 2/3 chance that Republicans retain the Senate. That's better odds, 66-33. So I'm going to be voting Republican for my Senate seat, which is currently occupied by a Democrat. And he has done a good job in his political career to this point. He's had some issues, some things I disagree with, but for the most part, I don't dislike him. I've met him in person. I've talked to him. I've talked policy with him. Let's put him in the job, because the other guy's been there since 2000, I think, and I'm tired of him grandstanding behind tragedies. I'm tired of it. He grandstands behind tragedies. He votes for these omnibus spending bills that are just god-awful. There's no way a spending bill should be passed like that, with just, hey, let's throw everything in there. No. He's not getting my vote. I like the other guy. He's done a good job so far in his political career, political policies, the policies that he's passed, that he's worked on. The area I live is better off now than it was before he was in office. So I'm going to go with him. See what he can do. Honestly, I think that him running for Senate right now is just a stepping stone for him to run for president in the next... I don't know how old he is. I have to look see how old he is, but it's possible. But not 2020, maybe 2024, maybe. If I were planning out a political career, that I would run after an incumbent is ousted. So, like, 2016, good year to run as a Republican. Obama was crap. Great year to run as a Republican. Donald Trump knew it. He was like, this is the moment. And he seized it. And Hillary Clinton helped him. And anybody out there who doesn't think that Hillary Clinton helped Donald Trump get elected was not watching the same months leading up. They were in an alternate universe where she didn't say or do the dumb shit that she's done in her lifetime. I've been against Hillary Clinton for a long time. I have not liked Hillary Clinton. I'd say I first didn't like Hillary Clinton when she stayed with Bill. Stood by her man. Really? Really strong, independent woman. Stand by your man. Even though, he's doing all the things that you're saying that we have to believe this woman's claiming Kavanaugh on. And there's a lot more women saying he did these things, and, there was evidence. He was impeached. And then he came out and said that he did do it, because it's a little bit hypocritical. Anyone think it's a little bit hypocritical? Because I think it's a lot hypocritical. But everybody should be able to say that it's just, at least it's a little bit hypocritical. So, I don't think I can think of anything else right now without just going back and rehashing on all this stuff. So, yep. Anybody that's watching, thank you for watching and listening to my rants. I appreciate everybody letting me get this off my chest. And I'm sure I will be back tomorrow morning with more. I think doing it before work definitely helps get a lot of it off my chest and makes for a better work day. And the afternoon helps me come home calmer. I kind of already feel calmer. I know that this was a 26, 30-minute rant here, but I already do feel a lot calmer, and I think, I think my overall health's going to be better doing this, because I'm already breathing a little easier and talking a little calmer, and even though I'm still unable to comprehend the stupidity that is going on, I'm not yelling about it anymore, which I think I was like 5 minutes ago. So the cursing will continue. So for some god-awful reason, kids are watching this. Maybe I should start throwing a disclaimer at the beginning. Trigger warning. I mean, thanks for watching if you're a kid, but don't reuse my selective language. Most of all, think for yourself. Everybody, just think for yourself. You don't have to agree with me. The only thing you have to agree with me on, and this is required by every citizen in the United States, you are required to agree with me on this one fact. We all have the right to say what we want, as long as it doesn't call for violence. As long as there's not a call to violence, you can say whatever you want. And I heard someone say yesterday, I'm glad that free speech exists and that people are allowed to say stupid and hateful things in public, because now I know who those stupid and hateful people are, and I can get rid of them from my life. It is important that we allow people with bad ideas to state those bad ideas so that we can identify bad ideas. Without freedom of speech, without the ability to say these things, we lose the ability to identify the morons. And once we force everybody to stay quiet, if you force white nationalists to not say white nationalist stuff in public, they'll just say it in private, and they'll recruit people privately, and then we won't know who they are. And that's the real danger. That's when things get dangerous. It's not this out in the public, you think they're dog whistling to... So what if they're dog whistling to other racists? Who cares? We know they're all stupid. We all collectively are like, no, fuck those guys. So, it's the only thing everybody's got to agree with me on is we all have the right to free speech. And everybody should be able to say what's on their mind, no matter how dumb it is. And I appreciate the people that say dumb things, so I can point at them and go, that's stupid. And I'm good to go. So I will see you all bright and early in the morning, and thank you again for tuning in to the Liberal Conservatives Ride Along vlog. Have a good night.